Greetings world. It's me, Anonymous Barbie. If you were really a member of the global elite, you'd know this already. The world is ruled by a powerful, secretive few. Many of the rest of us peons have heard that in 2004 both candidates for the White House were members of Yale University's secretive Skull and Bones Society, many of whose members have risen to powerful positions. But Skull and Bones is small potatoes compared with the mysterious cabals that occupy virtually every seat of power, from the corridors of government to the boardrooms of Wall Street. Some of the global elite are visible. Many are not. Davos and the Bilderberg Group are sideshows. Yes, a lot of powerful and evil people go there, but those diversions aren't where the decisions are made. They give the proles something to direct their mix of envy and hatred at, but they don't mean much other than rich white men drinking and whoring together. People in this elite are too individualistic and greedy to conspire. Their membership fluctuates. There'll be continuity, but it won't be the same set of people in 20 years. That shouldn't be considered social mobility. The fact that it's a different set of people at the outlier wealth/power level, top 0.001%, every generation does nothing for us in the bottom 99.9%. Let's be sad and a bit realistic. Yes, the world is run by selfish and often malignant people, but there's no other room where they meet. You can't blow up a briefcase bomb in one conference room and fix the problem. I wish the world's problems could be blamed on 500 people, because that'd be an easy problem to solve, just kill them, but it isn't so. In truth, people want to be with those who have power, and that keeps them in power. It's self-perpetuating. People with power are better at detecting an individual's power and trend, and more brazen about concentrating their social associations in the already favored directions, so we're going to see people with those senses, people who are naturally, totally, and almost flawlessly political, more highly represented. It doesn't take a conspiracy. Never blame a conspiracy when distributed selfishness suffices. The powerful want it to be easy to trade different kinds of power on an efficient market. An example of such a trade would be vote buying, the exchange of economic power, money, for political power, votes. Another is what you see in college admissions. Yes, universities have power, even if they are terrible at managing it, when decisions are swayed by large donations. That is a trade of economic power for the social power, sorting of young people by an illegible combination of academic merit and social class, mostly the latter, but with academic merit included enough to make the prestige appear earned, that these institutions have, due to their roles. If you want checks and balances, you have to make it hard for people to trade one type of power for another. This is counterintuitive because, in general, we like efficient markets. But efficiency in the power market is corruption, and we do better to fight it, in order to keep those checks and balances strong and force people with different kinds of power to compete rather than collude. Politicians in Europe actually fear their constituents, whereas in the US, they mostly worry about their financial backers. At the global scale, we don't have the machinery for preventing the transfer of one kind of power into another. The world is too big and there are too many loopholes. If the Chinese agitate for fair wages and collective bargaining, you can move the factory to Cambodia. If Swiss banks won't protect your assets from the consequences of your own bad behavior, you can move them to an island nation. In many less developed countries, turning wealth into power is so easy it's taken for granted, and rich people literally get away with murder. Also, the US has done a terrible job in the empire game, and caused great harm by demolishing democratically elected, leftist regimes in the rest of the world. Take the Illuminati, a sect said to have originated in 18th century Germany and which is allegedly responsible for the pyramid and eye symbol adorning the $1 bill. They intend to foment world wars to strengthen the argument for the creation of a worldwide government, which would, of course, be satanic in nature. Or consider the Freemasons, who tout their group as the oldest and largest worldwide fraternity and boast alumni like George Washington. Some think that despite donating heaps of cash to charity, they're secretly plotting near undoing at Masonic temples across the world. Some theorize, the guys pulling the strings aren't concealed in shadow at all. They might be the intelligentsia on the Council on Foreign Relations, a cadre of policy wonks who allegedly count their aims as publishing an erudite bi-monthly journal and establishing a unified world government, not necessarily in that order. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forget. We do not forgive. Expect us.